Hi guys, I'm not out of bed yet, but somehow I managed to get coffee. This is my favorite cup in the world. I use this cup. So that picture is from my mother's funeral. We all wore red and white. A lot of us wore red and white. That's my dad on the end where my finger is. My cousin in the front, the light-skinned lady, and the one behind him, her is my friends. Mr. Harold, my husband, my brother, they wore the same thing, and then me, obviously. And then this picture, at the very top, is me and my mother. That is my favorite picture in the entire world. Now, you see the older one of us, but the younger one of us is my favorite picture in the world. Then, me and my dad, focus, come on. It's not really doing a good job of focusing, but me and my dad, my mom, me and my best friend, me and my husband. I just figured I'd show you all my favorite cup. Drink with that cup every morning. But yeah, I'm still in bed. I wanted to go to the gym today, and my husband woke up kind of late. I was up, but I wanted to kind of let him sleep. So the plan is to attempt to go do at least an hour walking in my neighborhood. And that's the plan. So I'm going to see if I can get that plan in motion. And today I'm going to make a protein shake. But I plan on adding these greens to this protein shake. I think I'm going to do the fruit and vegetable greens do that one instead. And I'm only going to put 1 scoop in. And hopefully it's not real to taste. We'll see. Alright guys, I will see y'all in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I got an update, and it is not amazing news. So my doctor just called me, and she said that my husband's genetic carrier screening came back. And when I got my carrier screening, I tested I wound up being a carrier of alpha thalassemia. I believe that's how you say it, alpha thalassemia. It's like a blood disorder. And I'm not 100% sure on the exacts of the blood disorder. I'm actually getting ready to do tons of research, so I'll add that to this video, the research on the alpha thalassemia. But I'm a carrier of it. So they said, your husband needs to get the genetic carrier screening as well, just to be sure he doesn't have anything. Now, never in a million years did I expect for the carrier screening to come back from my husband the way I just received it. But my husband is a carrier of alpha thalassemia. Match made in heaven, right? So my doctor said that I would either have the potential to miscarry, if we got IVF done without the things that she told me to do, which I'll get into in a few. But I would have the potential to miscarry. That's one. And quite frankly, I don't want to miscarry anymore. Like, I had enough of those, and by ectopic, and I just would rather not, if I can. I would rather avoid that. So yeah, that, and also we would have to get, if it comes, since it came back that me and him both carry it, we have the potential to give it to our child, and our child could not be a carrier of it, but actually have the disease. So my first mindset was, I still want to get IVF done. I still want to get IVF done. And then as seconds passed, and I'm talking about literally seconds, I thought more about it, and I'm not willing to, if I brought my child into this world with the disease that I know I could have stopped by just not having children. You know what I mean? Like, as sucky as that sounds. I mean, like, not having kids, the not having kids part. But I don't want to bring a child in the world who has to suffer. I ain't selfish, and I love my eggs. I ain't even had the baby yet, and I love them. You know what I mean? So it's no way in the world that I would. I'm sorry. It's no way in the world that I would bring my baby here or babies here, knowing that I just made their life hard. You know what I mean? So. Sometimes that is, the way it is, you know what I mean? Like, and if it's not, in the cards, if it's not God's plan for me to have children, then I just can't, you know what I mean? I won't bring kids here having to go through any kind of, not like that, you know what I mean? Not something that I can prevent, that I know, you know what I mean? Oh, I know that I did it. I won't do that. So the plan, let's get into the plan. So, you know what I mean? Like, and all hope isn't lost. Like, you know what I mean? I'm emotional or whatever, and my period will be on soon. So I'm just like, but, all hope is definitely not lost. There are things that we can do. So the first thing we have to do is have a consultation with the, carrier, the genetic counseling carrier testing place that we went through. So the place was called Counsel. We went through Counsel. And so I have to get we have to have a consultation. The consultation is going to let us know whether or not it is predominant in our system, or, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to let us know the percentages, rather. So if it's like an extremely high percentage that we could both, we could give this to our child, then the next step is to have PGS testing done. Now, I've been looking up this PGS testing, not a lot because it didn't, affect me at the moment, but now it does. So now I have to go into a deeper research, which I will be doing today. Dr. Google, here I come. YouTube ladies, Infertility, here I come. And I am not thrilled about it. I was more happier looking at labor and delivery videos. But, so, I've heard some pros about PGS testing. I've heard some cons, you know what I mean? And, all of them are risky, and this is the test, you know what I mean? Like, I said I'm going to be positive, you know what I mean? I got faith, and I know God got me, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the outcome is, and here's the test, you know what I mean? To let me know, to let God know whether I'm real or not, and, it is what it is. Like, I said coming into this, I want kids, I want to be a mother, and, I want to have kids on my own. You know what I mean? Like, I know there is foster care, there is adoption, but I would like to, have children on my own. But if it's not what God wants for me, or if it's not in the plan, there's a reason for it, and I have to accept that. You know what I mean? And not that it doesn't suck, because it sucks, but it is what it is. So the PGS testing, anyway, I've heard, bad things. I've heard that it, sometimes it kills the embryos. And I've seen things where, you mess with it and they lose it, and, all kinds of stuff, where the grading goes down. I'm really not 100% sure. Because like I said, I didn't do like a ton of research on it because it wasn't my situation. Now it is. So now I have to do it. And of course, in probably the next clip, because I'm not done with this video, it'll probably be long. I am sorry in advance. But, yeah, so I'll have to give some things. The good part was that if it is a significant percentage, and me and my husband, then my doctor said that most times they can get my insurance to cover it. Now, my insurance doesn't cover IVF, but she said because it's like, it's a different type of thing, they can, like, I guess, code it differently. And it would go into something. It would go under a different thing. It wouldn't go under IVF, so to speak. And that would help. That would cover that cost. However, if it is not a significant percentage, and me and my husband, then the PGS testing would be up to us. Like, if you want to do it, you can, but it'll cost. But now I'm like, okay, God, should I get this PGS testing done? Because at the end of the day, even though it's not a big percentage, it's still a percentage. And we still could potentially, regardless of how, insignificant the percentage is inside of us, we still can potentially give this disease to our child. And, I really don't want to risk that. And the fact that I know, it's like, do I do it? Do I not do it? You know what I mean? So I am going to get off of here. I was on my way to the gym. As you can see, I'm like all suited and booted and ready to go. But unfortunately, I am about to go to my car, get my pineapple book, and write down all the information that I can in this next hour and a half that I have before I have to start getting ready for work. I am going to write down all the information about alpha thalassemia, all the risks, all the what do you call it, treatments, everything. Like I said, we just carry it, and neither one of us have dealt with any symptoms from it. And I've looked at some of the symptoms: shortness of breath and anemia. I just became anemic, and that was after my plastic surgery, which I will do. Like, I am going to do a few videos. I have to, let y'all get to know me, and that will probably be in a video titled "Get to Know Me," because I had weight loss surgery. I've had plastic surgery abroad. My weight loss surgery was in the States, but my plastic surgery was away. And now I'm going through this IVF thing. So, I want to give people, tips and let you know my doctors. I'm actually going back for plastic surgery after I had my baby, because I'm praying that I'm praying that my babies is healthy and everything is just a major. Oh, tell her Kelly just put her birth flag up. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm sorry. I just saying that on my phone. But, yeah, I'm just praying that all this works out. My husband is such an awesome guy. Like, when I told him, he was kind of disappointed. He just was like, are you kidding me? Like, he couldn't understand for how Slay. How does that happen? You know what I mean? How do we both have the same thing? And, I got to get this daggone thing off me. But, so that's what we're dealing with. And, but he's such an awesome guy, man, because he's just like, man, I don't care what happens. Like, we gonna be fine. We still gonna have our baby and everything's gonna be okay. But, I had to let him know, like, listen, I want children more than you. I feel like, and I'm sure that's not the case, but he has kids, and not that he doesn't want kids with me, and not that I don't want to sound insensitive or anything like that, because I know that my husband wants kids, and I know he wants more kids, rather, but I won't do that to my baby. I can't even imagine, you know what I mean? And I told my husband, I know you couldn't even imagine. You couldn't even imagine. Man, would it be in and out the hospital, and not me, because I'm willing to go to the end of the earth for nothing. No, nothing is here. I'm willing to go to the end of the earth for my eggs. But our child, man, just to know that we knew this ahead of time and we still decided to put them through that, man, I just can't. I can't. I won't. But he's such an awesome guy, because he's just like, we're going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry. I'm like crying a little bit. I teared up. I didn't really like cry until I got on here to explain it. But, I teared up, and I just was like, man, and it was more so crying, not because of the situation. It's, the situation sucks. But I was crying because I was like, I would never want to hurt my babies. And that is the love that, you know what I mean, you have for a kid, you have for your child. Like, I would never want to hurt them. And that was where the crying came in at, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't imagine. So let me hurry up and shorten this up because we are at 12 minutes and 34 seconds. And yeah, I need to go do research because it's probably going to be another 15 minutes worth of research. And I had did like a mini video earlier today. Real quick though, I will tell you guys what I'm eating today. Today is be leftovers for dinner tonight. It'll be leftovers, turkey wings, and I have a lot of collard greens. I did turkey greens. Turkey wings. It is turkey in the greens though, and collard greens. And I have a little bit of stuffing left over, but I'm probably not going to put any stuff in. It might be like just a little bit just to give me a little bready taste. But the stuffing really bothered me last night. I actually was sick. And like I said, I had weight loss surgery. So bread, pastas, rice, all of that stuff gets stuck. And it makes me want to throw up. And I almost threw up. I drank obscene amounts of water. And when I can't drink water, it messes me up. And I couldn't drink water last night. Now, I got in my daily ounces. Like that. My daily ounces pretty much be done before I even leave for work. And I leave for work at like 4 o'clock. I'm like at 100 ounces before I even get to work. I probably drank 50 to 100 more at work. Yes, obscene amounts. Probably more than I should. I am 230 pounds. So, yeah, but, so let me go ahead and get that done. And, oh, that's what I'm going to tell y'all. So I told y'all, yesterday that, no smoothies today. I'm doing a protein shake. I still am. I'm about to rinse out my thing because I made the protein shake for my husband a different way. I just put in there chocolate almond milk, ice, banana, chocolate protein powder, and granola, and flaxseed. I did sneak some flaxseed, chia seed mixture up in his. Mine's will be the same thing, just I'm adding a scoop of greens, super greens, and a scoop of veggie and fruit powder to mine. So mine's might be, I think the chocolate is going to dominate, so it's not going to be green or anything. But and I'm putting an avocado in mine, so a half avocado will go in mine, and I'll have vanilla instead of the chocolate protein powder. His is like some kind of whey thing. I have a vegan vanilla protein powder that I'll be adding to mine. So that's my smoothie. I'll be back with some info. I'm gonna go get my book. I'm gonna go do some research and come back to y'all with another update. But that was the IVF update for today. And yeah. So you guys, please keep me in your prayers. You know what I mean? Please pray for me. I am going to pray for you guys, man. I just hope the best for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Motherhood is in my future no matter what. And whether I have a child on my own, whether I adopt, do foster care, whether I do them both, it's happening. And hopefully I do them both. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to do them both. So that's where I'm at. That's what's happening. And I'll be right back with all this research I'm about to do. See y'all later. Bye. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Eating healthy stinks right now. Like, I don't even want to. But this is the shake. It's a chocolate shake. Vanilla protein powder. I named everything that was in the last clip. So I'm not going to do it again. But yeah. It tastes like grass, soil, tree, bark, grass, maybe. I don't know, but it's a bunch of, I can taste the powdered greens, the super greens more than anything. It's not awful. It's healthy. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to eat my lunch. I have Kind bars for a snack today. I'm literally about to take out everything that is not healthy in my life. I'm like serious, so serious. I don't know if it'll help, but it'll make me sane. So if I'm doing the healthiest thing for my body, you know, maybe things will work out. I don't even know. You know what? Who even cares? I'm just going to do this research real quick. All right, I'll be back. All right. I always say this in all my videos. Excuse my hair, guys. Like, I promise y'all I don't walk around looking this crazy. So here we go. The alpha thalassemia is a blood disorder that reduces the production of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen to the cells throughout the body. So Mild cases, treatment isn't necessary. And I'm looking down at my notes. I wrote them down in my little book. So, I'm sorry, excuse me. Fewer red blood cells. We have fewer red blood cells in the body than normal. It can cause anemia, leaving you fatigued. Now, I have never dealt with anemia until I had plastic surgery. After I got plastic surgery was when I became anemic, and it's mild. Like a normal range is like 12, and I'm an 11 right now. My hemoglobin is used to be in the 14s, like 14 and 16. Like I had like really good blood. Again, I'm just a carrier of it, so I guess I don't really have it per se. I don't even, know. It says that you can like develop it, throughout time. Like you might not be showing symptoms of it early, but maybe later down the line. And like I said, I didn't become anemic until after my plastic surgery. And it's funny because I was like in the like 8 and 9s, and I had blood work done not too long ago, and I was in the 11s, and I also have like an extremely heavy period, so it was right around my monthly. And so because my period is so heavy, like I'd be expecting it to be 11s and stuff until I build my blood back up. However, it says if in severe cases, you may need a regular blood transfusion, and it's recommended to have my aunt's calling me, I'll call her back. It's recommended to have a healthy diet and to exercise regularly. Now, so, I mean, healthy diet is in, period. I mean, that's just the way of life. So anyway, your symptoms may include fatigue, weakness, pale or yellowish skin, facial bone deformities, slow growth, abdominal swelling, and dark urine. None of these apply to me, obviously. Let's see what's next. So I did got a little bit deeper, and it says some babies. Did I read all of it? Okay. Some babies show signs at birth. Others develop them in the first 2 years of life. People who only have one hemoglobin gene don't experience any thalassemia symptoms. It's passed from parent to child, which is crazy because my father has hemophilia, and it's different than thalassemia. They're totally different things. Like the hemophilia is different. I just knew that they were going to say I was a carrier of hemophilia because like all of the girls in my family, most of the girls in my family are. I think it skips generations or whatever, but me and my brother didn't get it. But all of my other brothers and sisters, like, they have it. And I was just shocked to not see that, on there. And my dad is my dad, so trust me, if y'all seen him, I look just like his father. But anyway, so it must be from my mother's side, I'm guessing. And there will be no way for me to know because my mother is no longer with us, unfortunately. So, thalassemia disrupts the normal production of hemoglobin and healthy red blood cells. This causes anemia. With anemia, your blood doesn't have enough red blood cells to carry oxygen to your tissues, leaving you fatigued. So it says if you have one mutated gene, you will show no signs of symptoms, but you can carry or pass it on to your children. If you have 2 mutated genes, you'll have mild signs. 3 mutated genes, you'll have moderate to severe signs. 4 mutated genes, this type is rare, affected fetuses have severe anemia and are usually stillborn. Babies born with this condition usually die shortly after birth or require lifelong transfusion therapy. In rare cases, A child born with this may be treated with transfusions and stem cell transplant, also called bone marrow transplant. Yeah, so I don't want my baby to have to, I don't want my babies to have blood transfusions for the rest of their life. I do not want my children to be stillborn. I could not imagine. I could not imagine my baby having to get a bone marrow transplant. I couldn't imagine any of these things. And I imagine me being pregnant. I dream about it, man. I imagine it being a beautiful time and my baby being born into this world crying and screaming like every other child that I've ever seen being delivered, okay? I expect them to be healthy because God is going to do that. I expect everything to be okay. But like I said, if it doesn't work out, the way I'm imagining it in my head, I won't I won't go through with IVF. And I mean, if that is what it is, then that's just what it is. I just can't even imagine. So, to know that. So, now that I've looked up what it is, because of course, I didn't know I had this. My husband definitely didn't know he had this. And now that we know, it's like, educate yourselves. And I'm glad that I know, because now it just means that, I will probably start taking the iron pill. I've never had to do any of these things. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had, good, my oxygen obviously was getting to my blood. Like, I'm fine. However, it is a little bit on the, just a little bit on the low side. So, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'll probably pick up some iron pills today, and I'll just take the directed. I remember when I was going through plastic surgery, and the doctor over in the Dominican Republic told me to take 3 iron pills a day. That wasn't the recommended dosage on the bottle, but that's what she recommended to me. And this was actually one of the plastic surgeon nurses. And if y'all, you guys, like I said, I'm going to do a whole nother video about, my experience in the Dominican Republic when I had plastic surgery and, my weight loss surgery experience. Like, all of these things I will definitely be putting in video form on YouTube for you guys to, check out. My doctor was the greatest. I loved her. I loved the whole staff there in the Dominican Republic. And then the recovery house that I stayed at was awesome. Like, and I mean, I didn't stay at the more, I guess, because this one it was popular, but it just wasn't as popular as the other ones. Like, you look at these pictures online and you're like, wow, their recovery house looks so awesome. And that, you know what I mean? And you're like looking at them. I chose a different route, and I could not be happier. I mean, the lady that runs it was awesome. Her children were awesome, and they really took care of us, and they fed us good, and it was just great. But that'll be in another video for another day. Either or, that's the alpha thalassemia update. And I'm going to go over this with my husband tonight, because, now that we know, it's important for us to do everything in our power to just be healthy, period, for us, you know what I mean, while we're here living on this earth, you know what I mean? And when God says it's time for us to go, it's time for us to go. But in the meantime, in between time, I ain't going to keep on doing stuff that's not good for us. So, eating healthy is like my goal from now until forever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just important for us to really take care of the temple that God gave us. So that's what I'll be doing. And, I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't going to eat. I had ice cream last night. I had a small bowl of ice cream. It wasn't nothing major, but I did have ice cream last night, because I wanted some ice cream. But, my ultimate goal is just to be sure that I am really sticking to and following through with the things I need to do, going for daily walks. Like, that's important stuff, man, just for you to keep your body, your blood circulating, keep everything flowing. So I'm going to make sure that we have a counseling appointment tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. It's by phone. The person will be calling us at 9:30. And they will discuss our options with us. So I will definitely have an update for you tomorrow. It's amazing that I have all these updates in December. And my husband was like, let's just not rush. And I agree with him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to rush it. If it means that we won't be doing our cycle in January, then that's what it means. Like, I really wanted to do it in January, but if it's not, if we can't do it in January, we just can't do it in January. It gives us more time to save up more money. I mean, like, we have the money, but, it just gives us more time to make sure everything is okay and such. And you never know. Like, if we can't do it in January, then when it is time for me to do my cycle, I might not even have to go to work at all. And you know what I mean? And I could just stay home because I have all that money saved up. The reason that if we can't do it in January, then we won't be able to do it in February. And the reason we won't be able to do it in February is because I have a trip planned for the end of February. So my plan, and plans fell. They fell, guys. So don't plan nothing, because listen, it goes left. And, I said this in a lot of my videos, things go wrong. So, and something, something happened. There's a monkey wrench that just got thrown in, and it's up to you to really keep the faith and really, like, stay focused on, what you want to do. I really don't want to make this video long, but it's probably going to be a long one. I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to get in everything on this day, because tomorrow it'll be like a whole new update. And maybe I'll put the PGS test. That's what I'll do. I'll put the PGS testing, pros and cons and stuff that I think, in the video with tomorrow's, results. And that'll actually be better. That'll make this video, a little bit shorter. So it'll be like 30 minutes, but whatever, a little over. Anyway, yeah, so if we can't do it in January, then we can't do it in February. But like, January would have been perfect. My period starts in the beginning of January. I would have started stemming on day 2, 3-ish. And then, possibly had my, retrieval, sometime at the end of January. And then the transfer maybe the beginning of February. And then, I get my first beta sometime in the middle of February, and then it would have been fine. Like, I would have just let my doctor know, like, listen, hey, I'm going away for a week and I'll be back. And that's what I would have done, you know what I mean? Because we're going away, me and my girlfriend, her husband, and her 3 daughters, are going to Orlando, Florida. And, we're going for the week. Me and my husband do it every year. He has friends out there. My aunt and uncle just moved out there. So we were like going to see them, and, we're going to hang out, and we're just going to have a relaxing time. Like, we just got an Airbnb, nothing major. We're renting the truck. And, we're just going to go down there and have a good time. And so that was my plan. My plan was to be pregnant, child, and going down there. But if that's not in the cards, it's just not in the cards. You know what I mean? If God say, no, you got to wait, then you got to wait. So what it would be is that we won't be able to do it until March. And I would have to do it with my March cycle. And that's what would happen. I would just do it with my March cycle. When we got back, my period will be on the way coming on, and I would have to do it with my March cycle, which would make the PGS testing and all of that stuff easier. Because, you got to send that stuff off to get biopsy, which means your baby's got to be on ice. And, the cycle would be delayed anyway. You know what I mean? It would be me stemming, getting the embryos, and then doing a frozen embryo transfer. So, whatever God says is what it's going to be. And so I'm really thinking about doing this PGS testing thing. If it will help me to get the best quality embryos, and it will help save my child's life. I almost said my daughter's life, but it will help save my child's life. Then I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that. And I mean, the exciting part of it is, with the PGS testing, if I'm not mistaken, I'll know the sex of my babies. And that's awesome. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll transfer 2 rather than 1. You know what I mean? Maybe, hopefully that's an option. I'm thinking, like, especially with all this going on, I think I definitely want to transfer 2. And, you know, I'll know their grades and the quality and all of that stuff I'll know up front. So it's kind of nice to, you know, the PGS testing, but I hear there are, you know, some risks with PGS testing. So that's something I have to, you know, go ahead and, do research on. All right, ladies. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. As you can see, it's a hell of a road. It's a hell of a road before we even get to the cycle. Like, I just can't even. But it's all good. Like, God is good. God is going to do it for us. He always comes through, man. Even when you feeling like, whew. And I do feel like that right now. I don't feel like, you know, like I said, all hope is lost, but I do kind of feel like defeated. I feel defeated just because, you know, dang, man, I can't, you know, who wants to hurt their kid? Like, who wants to potentially bring, and that's the PGS testing part. Like, that's the part that I really have to pray about and talk to God about and really, you know what I mean, really get into it, because who wants to potentially, you know what I mean, hurt their kid? And there would be no way of knowing. Like, if my symptoms are mild, then my insurance won't cover it, which means I have to cover it. And then what? Like, and you know what? I need to find out, you know, how much PGS testing costs in at my clinic. But, you know, like, those are that is like the dilemma, because, like, if my insurance doesn't cover it, then what? Then, so I would have to, you know, probably save up the money for that. And that's probably expensive. You know what I mean? And so we do that. And because I feel like at this point, if they say it's mild, it's like up to me. Like, it would be like me choosing to go in there blind. You know what I mean? Like, that's the end all. Like, that's what it is. It would be me going in there blind, saying, okay, just put them in there and cross our fingers they won't be, you know, hurt. And I mean, that's the part where prayer is like very important. We're talking to God, and having a relationship with God is extremely important, because, you know, if I did decide to do that, I would just have to pray that I made the right decision and that God covered them babies. You know what I mean? But that's what I got to pray about. So, I mean, in the video, we're coming up on 20 minutes. I can't believe it. Talking, you know, to you guys is like, it's crazy, because it really does go by fast, and y'all are really literally like my virtual diary, I promise. Yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with right now, guys. And like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Come take the ride with me. Help me with these emotions. I'm gonna be up, down. I can see side to side. I ain't even took a hormone yet, and I'm feeling like you cannot be serious. But I'm sure it is like that for you guys who are going through the IVF process. You know, I'm sure that it's a struggle, and, you know, why not struggle together and have some support, you know what I mean, all the way around. So definitely come on and subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified every time I make a video. And please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I'll see you guys in my next one. God bless y'all. Please make God a part of all of your decision making. It is so extremely important to make God a part of all your decision making. As you can see, this life gets rough. It's not even just about IVF. It's about life, period. We are in a world full of man, full of flesh, and it's so easy to get distracted. God is where we need to be putting our focus, you know what I mean? Like, not in none of this stuff. We really need to just put all our trust, faith, all our trust, faith, hope, and everything in God, and just believe that He gonna make everything okay, no matter what is the situation. That is what God feels is best for us, and that's what we have to live with and accept. And that's what I have to live with and accept. You know what I mean? So, like I said, make God part of all of your decision making. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. And just make somebody, man, be a blessing. Be a blessing to somebody today, man. It's always awesome to just bring some light and shine some light. And sometimes it don't take nothing but to just smile. I do that with my passengers, literally just being a bright smile. Sometimes helps somebody get through something. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes they be like, F you, because they be mad. But Smile anyway and still tell them to have a beautiful day. Have a blessed day. All right, guys. I'll talk to you on my next video. Bye. I finally waxed my beard and mustache.
Just like grandma. I saw a picture of grandma. She had that thick mustache. I told her, I said, when you done it, you'll never know the difference. I'm going to shave. That's the first thing I'm going to shave off. But yeah, I didn't have to worry about doing that. She had a big picture of her.
You would have did that on her grave? I mean, on her in her casket?
For real.
And brother, you would have done that?
For real.
No, but nobody would have known who she was.
For real.
Jesus.
For real. It was so thick.
My grandmother passed away on my birthday, and my aunt just said, because she had a real thick mustache, my aunt said that if we would have had an open casket funeral for her, that she would have shaved her mustache off. My grandma had that mustache for that's all we knew. We wouldn't have known who she was, and Brenda, if you did that.
Man, I was waiting.
Happy Thanksgiving.